Isn't that beautiful? Tonight, we celebrate hot stuff. Fire. And in addition to my roasted balls and Boston cream cake, I'm going to have what's called a prairie fire. Somebody asked if I ever did a shot of Tabasco, and I mentioned that there's a drink called Prairie Fire that a friend of mine from Wyoming taught me about, and it's called, it's half a shot of Tabasco with another half of tequila, and that right there is good stuff. It's got the worm and everything. Good old mezcal. It's 100% agave and hecho en Mexico. So, start things right. This is probably the most iconic hot sauce there is out there. It's kind of like Coca-Cola. There are a lot of hot sauces out there and a lot of sodas or pops or colas out there, but everybody seems to recognize. You know, the most, I don't know who ranked it, but the most recognizable cola or soda in the world is Coca-Cola, and that is due in part to a very rigorous and expensive advertising campaign by Coca-Cola. So let's break the seal on old mezcal here. It doesn't say much. It just says made in Mexico, product exported, imported exclusive. This is before I drink. You know, one of the things about getting older is you don't see as well as you used to. Product Mexico, imported exclusively by Barton Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Fabricado. Anyway, it comes with a little doohickey, the mystique of mezcal. You are holding in your hands one of the most legendary drinks in the world. This mystique, created over hundreds of years, follows it to this day. What is it about mezcal that has given it such an avid following? What makes it so unique? Mystery. The beginning. Mezcal dates from the middle of the 16th century, when the Spanish conquistadores had conquered the New World. When they ran out of their traditional rum, the battle-scarred fighters looked for something else to celebrate with. The Aztecs. Oh, this is from Kevin at Prepping Gone Wrong. He says if you whisper, it's more interesting. The Aztecs near the mountaintop settlement of Monte Alban in Oaxaca. Not making this up. Cultivated a certain species of agave cactus for juice, which they would ferment into what they called pulque. The Spaniards, wanting something much more potent than pulque, began to experiment with the agave. First, they chopped it up to be cooked. The juice was then pressed out, fermented for several days, and finally distilled. The result was mezcal. The legend. Traditionally, every bottle of true mezcal made in Oaxaca province contains an agave worm. Since the agave worm inhabits only the species of cactus that mezcal is made from, the agave worm signifies genuine mezcal made the traditional way. The worm isn't there for looks. It's meant to be eaten because it's believed by many that within the worm lies the key. Some say it unlocks the door to a world of wondrous experiences. Others say it sets free a spirit of celebration. Still, others say that eating the worm locks in the enchantment and excitement of mezcal. The worm then holds different keys for different people. and there's only one way to see what yours will open. Try it. Mezcal is traditionally drunk like tequila, that is, with a lick of salt and a bite of lime. For true tradition, use the mixture of sea salt and spices attached to this brochure. You'll find Monte Alban Mezcal con Gusano to be smooth and mellow as a Mexican sunset, yet underneath you'll discover a potency reminiscent of the ancient Spanish warriors who invented it. Whether you take it straight or mix it, be assured that Monte Alban is true mezcal. The proof is in every bottle. So, I'm not going to do the lime, mainly because I don't have any, and there's plenty of salt and sour in the Tabasco. Break this bad boy open. It's got a, well, it's got the alcohol for sure, but it has kind of a rye smell to it. It's definitely unique. I won't make you wait any longer. I'll tell a story of me and mezcal here after I take this shot. And then I'll wash it down and have me a bite of roasted snowball. All right. Cheers. Oh, and by the way, it's Labor Day weekend coming up, so happy Labor Day to all my veteran and active duty friends. Of course, Memorial Day is for those who have fallen, but I think it's proper and anyway, cheers. Oh yeah, nothing like it. That is interesting. It's crunchy. The coconut has really crisped up. Woo! I feel the burn, and I feel the tequila. But it's different. It's not a burn on my tongue, it's a burn on the back of the throat. That is good. You guys out there really have to try this. Marshmallow's nice and gooey. The coconut is crunchy. The chocolate and the cream are chocolatey creamy. Oh. Good deal. Let's try this Boston cream roll. It's a good texture. It's hard. It's baked hard on the outside. Got a good balance of crunch and moisture on the inside. And the cream really adds a good taste. It's still a little sweeter than I like it, but it's definitely interesting. Um, it's not gooey like when you do it on the grill, because it's got the quick flame on it that really caramelizes the sugar on top and toasts the top of the cake. Ah, that's a nice touch. I'm starting to sweat now. Oh, that story about me and mezcal. My best friend in high school. We he had an aunt, his mother's sister. That she went to Mexico and brought him back a bottle of mezcal. Now his aunt is one of those aunts that is the cool aunt. Kind of like everybody has a, well, not everybody, but you know, families have that crazy uncle, but is cool. Well, my buddy's aunt was, I wouldn't say she was crazy, but she was a free spirit and pretty cool. And probably shouldn't say her name, but anyway, if my buddy's watching, he knows who I'm talking about. He knows the bottle I'm talking about. So he gives she gives him a bottle of mezcal, and he didn't know what to do with it, so he gave it to me, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I just hung on to it for a while. And I don't remember if he was with us or not, but one night, me and some friends got together and we drank it, and we got pretty stupid. Now that I think about it, it's probably not that great of a story because I can't remember what really happened that night. But I just remember, because it had the worm in it, that we were debating who was going to eat the worm, and I wanted to eat it, but one of my other buddies is like, no, I want to eat it. And somewhere in our inebriated state, the worm disappeared. I think I know who ate the worm, but I don't think it was me. But needless to say, it was a good time with old mezcal. And for years, I thought it was Jose Cuervo that had the worm. But I went to the liquor store to get some tequila, and I saw the Jose Cuervo bottle, and it didn't have the worm in it. And then I saw the mezcal, and it had the worm in it. So I know it had to be the mezcal because I remember the worm specifically. Anyway, not a particularly interesting story, but me and mezcal go back quite a few years. So that's it. A night of fire. Some flame roasted sno-balls and Boston cream cake and a prairie fire. And of course, that calls for some cowbell. Guys, have a good night. Later. Oh. Oh yeah, that's a good, I could taste the mezcal come back. In a good way. In a good way. Probably save that for tomorrow. See you later.